Hey, I'm gonna talk in this video a bit about what I think about myself and other people, and maybe a bit about my behavior. Um, I was just thinking this morning, I don't know, that when I'm in a relationship, or if I'm in a going to be in a potential relationship, or if I'm even crushing on someone, um, of course, I try to be presentable and try to be funny, try to impress the people that I'm uh, that I want to care for, or that I do care for, or that care for me. But I feel like if I'm not interesting enough, if I'm not strong enough, or warm enough, or if I'm just not enough, then they'll turn away from me. Like, I just have this anxiety, almost, that this constant worry that I'm not going to be good enough for whoever I love, that if I can't hold their attention, if I bore them, if I've given them what I could and they're just left with me naturally quiet, or not having anything to say, that it just won't be enough to stay together. Um, I felt like that before my ex left, like during the relationship. Um, and it's not about the other people. I feel like that because I feel like they're out of my league, almost like I know they could do so much better than me. So if they had a chance to do better, wouldn't they? I mean, of course, I would trust the person wholeheartedly. It was unexpected when my ex left. It kind of made me feel like it was because she found somebody, and since she couldn't give me a good enough reason why, she said it wasn't me and it wasn't anybody else. But she wouldn't tell me why. I just kind of assumed that it was because I wasn't good enough, and just kind of reinforced that idea in my mind. And I'm trying to work on it, because when I explain it, it comes across like it's the other person's fault, but it's not at all. It's just me worrying too much about the future, I guess, that I just care about some people so much that the thought of them the thought of them being gone from my life is too painful sometimes, because I've had a lot of loss, and I don't really want any more than what I've already had, because I every time I dream about them, every time I see something that they used, every time I see a picture, it all just hits me at once, and it's really hard to um, block those emotions out when I'm in public sometimes. And I haven't had I haven't had to um, like leave the area to compose myself or anything like that. But I felt it pretty hard. I'm normally pretty good at controlling my emotions because if I don't, then something, who knows what could happen. I always have to stay alert. I have to stay in control of myself. I have to think things through because if I don't, if I then then I'll lose someone or something that I care about. Just that anxiety. And at the same time, like I wouldn't want to be controlling someone else because I don't want to be controlled either. And I kind of do. Like, I want direction and I want leadership. I kind of want to be, like the little spoon, sort of, in the chain. I want to be I don't want to be in charge. But when people try to do that to me, of course, it's just it it upsets me sometimes because why why do you have to be so forceful? Can't you understand how someone else would feel about that? And so I can feel that, and at the same time, when I have days where I'm depressed and I just and everything is turned off, I don't have any emotion. It's just do this, do this, do this, do this, just tasks and going through the motions. I try to be as um, positive as I can for the other person. I work in retail, so I have to do this a lot with customers, but a lot of times I just can't force a smile, and I feel like I'm being rude, but what can I really do about it? It's like I can't change that part of me or something. I just feel like obligated um, to care about other people because I know how I feel, and I know that I wouldn't want someone to make me feel ignored. I mean, I guess I've always sort of been. While I don't like actively search for attention, I crave it, and that's been a big reason why I make things apart from just liking them. Um, it's because of the validation I get that I did a good job, that I've done something no one else has, or something like that. Because I'm not really known as the feeling person, I'm kind of held responsible. I'm kind of known to fix things. I'm known as the one that can come and make things right. Um, to make sense of things. People think that I'm smart. I'm really not that smart. Things pop in my head and I look it up. But most of the time I got nothing going on up there. um, and I guess the being quiet, people probably think that I do have something going on up there all the time. And if I do, maybe it's poetry. Maybe maybe I'm just trying to plan out a day, or maybe I'm just not thinking of anything. The aloofness is troublesome for me. I'm too aloof and quiet, I guess, in person, and once I'm away from the people, I crave them. That's why I left the post office, because I was so alone after losing my son and my family that it was driving me insane being home alone. There were so many nights that I either thought about or I attempted something, that I attempted suicide. And I'm glad that once I was able to go move back in with my mom, that most of those feelings stopped, but the loneliness never did, and the self-esteem stuff never did, and the craving for connection and attention never did stop. So I've been trying to put myself out there, and even though it's draining sometimes to be out and to force a smile, I do have friends and people I care about that they don't care if I'm not always smiling. They understand what I'm going through, and they're there for me, and they want me to be myself. And it's just hard to find more people like that, especially in the culture that we're in, where everyone just wants to, everyone wants that connection, but they don't want a bond, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain. They want to feel a ghost of a connection. They just don't want anything permanent to tie them down. I can understand that. I'm more of the type that wants someone to tie down to, because if I have someone that believes in me and cares about me enough to stay, then if I got that person that has my back, I feel like I can do anything. Like I can go make all of the things and learn all the things, and that we can do everything together. I don't mean like do everything together as in never leave each other. I mean like we can go climb mountains and hike trails, and we can accomplish a lot together. And I really want that. And I think I found someone like that. Someone that actually cares about me. And even though it may not last forever, I hope it lasts as long as it can, because I really care about them. But to that person, or those people close to me, if I'm not smiling, or if I'm not talking as much, or anything, it doesn't necessarily mean that that I'm depressed or unhappy. It just means that I'm quiet. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay to be the listener. And I guess I just have to get used to the fact that not everyone understands that, but some people do. So that's the video.